It's day 2 of my first international solo trip to Edinburgh, Scotland. We've got a jam-packed itinerary for us today, so let's get right into it. I started off my morning by heading to Coburn Street and grabbing coffee at none other than the Milkman. I've seen this iconic coffee shop on Pinterest and TikTok for the longest time, and I was so excited to finally see it in person and try it out for myself. The spot was so cute and cozy, but the real star of the show here were the pastries. It was so hard to pick just one. I ended up getting an iced latte with honey, and I can't remember what the pastry was called, but they were both so good. I do kind of wish there was more seating inside, although it was nice to sit on one of the outside benches and people watch. After coffee, I did some shopping. There were so many cute stores here. I really loved Eden and Armstrong's Vintage. I then made my way over to the Royal Mile to shop some more. Here I'd say is where you'll find more of your typical touristy shops. After exploring around and securing some obligatory fridge magnet souvenirs, I stopped into nearby Ikigai Ramen for lunch. I had heard lots of good things about this spot. I got the chicken tori and everything was delicious. Next stop on the itinerary was Greyfriars Kirkyard. It's one of the most famous graveyards in the world. Here you'll come to learn about Greyfriars Bobby. It's the sweetest story of a dog who back in the 19th century Edinburgh guarded the grave of his owner for 14 years until his death. And if you're not choking back tears yet, just wait till you see the pile of sticks laid by Bobby's grave. If you're a Harry Potter fan, this graveyard is also believed to have heavily inspired the names of some of J.K. Rowling's most famous characters. Does a certain Thomas Riddle sound familiar? After the cemetery, it was sweet treat o'clock, so I made my way over to Kilted Donut. I got the French toast one and it was so good. I actually ended up eating it at the top of Venel Viewpoint, which was just around the corner. This iconic stairwell gives you one of the most stunning views of the Edinburgh Castle and is the perfect spot for a photo op. After taking in the views, I made my way over to the iconic Victoria Street. This street is so vibrant, it's lined with lots of unique shops and restaurants and truly feels like you're walking along Diagon Alley. They did have a quote-unquote Harry Potter museum here, which I didn't get a chance to go into, but I hear is a fun experience. I did, however, stop into this one shop called the Red Door Gallery, which had so many fun and unique art prints, jewelry, postcards, stationery, you name it. Probably spent most of my money here. I highly recommend checking it out. It was back to the Royal Mile where I came upon Edinburgh's most iconic Gothic church, now known simply as the Hub. Literally so beautiful, the architecture in the city continuously leaves me speechless. Also, all throughout the city, they had bagpipe players serenading you as you walk the streets. The level of breathwork it takes to play these instruments is insane, and it was so cool to watch them. One of the last stops on my itinerary for the day was Edinburgh College, specifically to get this insane view of the Hub. Like, are you kidding me? Absolutely stunning. It was starting to get into the evening at this point, so I began to make my way back to my hotel. But not without stopping by the Princess Street Gardens again to grab some hot chocolate, take in the golden hour views of the city and the Scott Monument. After freshening up back at my hotel, I ended day 2 with dinner at Baba, a Mediterranean tapas-style restaurant. I got the marinated chicken thigh and cauliflower fritters, and it was probably one of my most favorite meals of the entire trip. So good and flavorful, definitely a 10 out of 10. And after dinner, I was exhausted, so I decided to call it a night and rest up for another day of exploring tomorrow. Stay tuned for day 3.